Hello, kids, and welcome to the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. 3 comics, 3 opinions, 1 shit show. Featuring Mike Keegan.
Are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Is that what you're going to do? All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much.
Carla Oakerson.
I tolerate you. I think I tolerate you very well.
Tolerate me at all.
I tolerate you. Believe that. I certainly tolerate all your horse shit. Look at me, I'm being tolerant right now. Look how tolerant. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani.
See,
Bill Clinton suicides people was the name of my high school band.
Be sure and stop by the Domestic Disturbance Podcast Facebook page to check out any new shows, upcoming events, or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for them and purchase their music like good little consumers. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the arguments. Good.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're live on govsradio.com. You're listening to the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We love you guys. You guys are the best. As always, I'm Mike Keegan. We're here with Tim Saliani, Carla Oakerson. Our special guest this week, lovely comedian, Will Sharon. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Lovely. Thanks for having us. By us, I mean me and the person I ate.
Will Sharon and his real hair.
Yeah. Still amazes me.
Will Sharon
Still
in the
amazes
Superman hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the non-COVID haircut. I figure if my barber's back in business, he's gotta earn them scissors.
Yeah, I would kill for a head of hair like that. It's beautiful.
I did. See, that's the problem. I wished on that monkey paw, and this was not the color.
But your penis fell off. Yeah.
Well, I found it. It fell off. But this was not the color that the monkey paw and I had agreed on.
I like it.
The hair is great, dude. You look like the fucking judge from The Crucible. It's unreal.
But
I look like the Duke boy that they hid in the farm. He sampled the moonshine.
That's hilarious. But lots of goings on this week. You guys are in for a good show, I think, this evening.
So I'm having some technical difficulties, and I'm having to do this from my phone. So
yeah, that's why there's a third of Carla tonight. So it's more than enough, I think.
I make up for that.
Given tonight, yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
If we had full bars, oof.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Carla was not able. That's why we were a little bit late. Carla was not able to hear us earlier on her computer, so we're on her iPhone now. But we're happy that she's with us at all because we love her. Right? You look beautiful tonight, Carla.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Well, I have to be honest with you guys. I'm in a hell of a bad mood.
Oh yeah?
I'm in a hell of a mood. Will you help me out here?
You look radiant like AOC.
Well, I need you. Will you assist me, please?
Sure.
Would you be my assistant tonight?
You want me to talk you off the ledge?
No.
I
don't want to be. I don't want to be talked off a ledge. I'm fucking happy on my ledge right now. I'm happy.
You want me to talk you on it?
I want you to talk to me while I'm on my ledge. Help me out though. Like I said, I'm on my phone, right? And I'm blocked by this fucking nobody, Dan Romano, right? I'm blocked by him. But it's my understanding that he's made what he deems an apology. Will you help me out by reading it? Could you read it for me, Will?
Let's set this up, Carla. Hold on one second. So today, things. If you've been listening, you know of our little feud that we've had going on with a gentleman who runs another comedy show. It's been an ongoing feud. Today got very, very heated on Facebook. Between
I was not involved.
Huh?
I was not involved.
No, Carla was not involved at all. Carla was busy doing real life things. I was on Facebook this morning from the time I wake up. Got very, very heated, very nasty. Tim was involved. And the way it turned out was the person that we had the feud in had a conversation with Tim. Tim brokered a peace deal. There's been a peace deal declared. I call it the Parmesan Treaty of 2020.
Okay.
There was a public apology on his end. I was ready with Carla's finger before she starts talking. I was ready to accept that apology and move on. Carla kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
I'm feeling lactose intolerant for the Parmesan Treaty. I'm not accepting it. I'm not digesting it. I'm not acknowledging it as an apology. I want to break it down into pieces.
You're not taking Lactaid with this either?
Nope.
Okay.
Will, would you do me a favor? Would you read it for me?
I just want to say, like I said, I was ready to mend fences and move on, but there was a little bit of disingenuous aspect.
Mend your fence. You want to mend your fence? Mend it. Mend it.
And all I wanted, I have no problem with him at all anymore. I didn't really. I want him to apologize to Carla. Carla was the real victim in this whole thing because I had a dumb argument with this guy. It was dumb on both of our ends. But then he dragged Carla into it, I just wanted the apology aimed exactly just directly towards Carla. That's all. And that's what Tim mentioned too. Tim had a great conversation with him. I spoke to Tim right after. I was happy with it. End scene.
I can't force.
I can't see it.
Hold on. I can't force anybody to accept an apology. What I will say quickly before we go into reading the apology is I appreciate him coming to me to talk to me about what went down today and about everything else. He was receptive. He was open to listening, and he took advice that I gave him. I can't force anybody else to accept the apology, but I do appreciate that he did it. Go ahead, read the apology, and then Carla, the floor is yours.
Let's see. So,
a Rickroll.
Do you want me to read it or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're just dumb.
If you would be so kind.
Okay. To Carla Oakerson and Mike Keegan, I am going to be the one to simply say, and I apologize if the inflection of how I read it, I'm trying to give the tone that I'm him. So I apologize in advance if the tone that I read is not meant as he intended, but I will try my best. If it's a piece of I will try to read it as such. To Carla Oakerson and Mike Keegan, I'm going to be the one to simply say that whatever part I have in this ongoing feud between us, I simply say that I am sorry.
Pause, if I could, pause. We're going to go line by line on this. Okay. So whatever part. So if you want to do a group apology to me and Mike, that's fine.
And I didn't want an apology to me. I wanted all.
But just hang on. If you want to do a group apology to me and Mike, that's fine. And I get that. However, you came at Mike came back at you, and then you proceeded to try to have like a dick waving contest that you lost over and over and over again, right? When you realized that was going to go nowhere, you decided that you were going to play the punch you in the girlfriend game and think that I was going to just, lay back and take it and let Mike defend my honor, and I didn't, right?
In a few minutes, bitch.
What he actually did in order to, because he was mad at Mike and he wanted to use me as a pawn, is he literally fabricated things that I said about other people and then told those people again and again that I said pretty shitty things that I never said, right? So now, not only are you lying about me, you're involving other people. You are making it so that I now have to go explain a situation that I didn't create to other people. And I'm not going to mention names, but some people were genuinely hurt because they thought that we had a good relationship, that we were friends, and then I was shit talking them behind their back. So the apology that goes to Mike is very different from the apology that goes to me. So from saying, I want to apologize for any part I had in this, when it comes to my apology, your part is every fucking part. Every part. No part is mine. Because when everything went down, I stayed quiet. I said, I stayed quiet on the podcast, and I did. I'm capable of doing that, as we have podcast evidence of it. I stayed quiet on the podcast. Mike and Tim said what they said, and I said, I'm just going to stay here. I looked away. Maybe I smirked a time or two. I didn't get involved in the shit talking for a couple of episodes. I let it go. Fine. Then you made up shit about me. You caused problems between me and other people. You hurt other people's feelings by telling them that I said something that not only did I not say, I would never have said. So you're going on and on. You're causing problems that I should have never been a part of. But okay, go ahead, Will. So that's so whatever part of this, when it comes to me, your part was all the part.
I just want you to know that before, like 15 minutes before we all logged on, and I was talking to Carla, it was laughs, smiles. Oh, I haven't seen the apology yet. That's too funny. Oh, that's good. Yeah. And now, all of a sudden, as soon as we log on,
guess what, motherfucker?
Well, because I saw the apology and I was like, is this a joke?
Well,
is this a joke?
Will,
this is still only the first sentence.
Okay, so go ahead.
Strap in, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah. Buckle up, buttercup. So this is going on way too far, and I do not ever want to hurt anyone, money and future, in their choice of business, especially during the COVID-19 disaster that we are all feeling.
Pause. The audacity of him to think that he's going to affect my money or my business. If he's that concerned with my money, he should Venmo me the $250 that he owes me. Go ahead.
I wish nothing but all the success in both of your future, and many God keep you and your family healthy during the. So I wish nothing but all the success.
Pause. You mean my family? The fact that you decided that you were going to talk about my underage children? You decided that you were going to talk about my underage children. But go ahead. Go.
There were shots fired both ways, but yes, I agree. Families are always off limits.
There's a typo. There's a typo, so I'm just going to reread it, though, because I think this is what I meant. I wish nothing but all the success in both of your future, and may God keep you and your family healthy during this show. Not many. May God keep you and your...
I want to address what Tim said. It didn't go both ways with Carla. I never mentioned his children. Nothing. Never said anything about them. He decided to attack mine. But go ahead. Let's go back. Will, you're up. So here's why I think it's disingenuous, because like you want to come at me, you want to try to hurt me, but I don't actually have feelings. All you've done is piss me off and offend with like all the, horse shit, because I was like.
And the truth is, I do wish, and whatever you choose, I respect, even if the apology is not accepted. God bless. Dan Ramon.
That is not an apology to me. Mike, I'm happy that you got an apology. That is not an apology to me. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me finish. I would greatly appreciate it if he would take my name out of it and keep my name out of his fucking mouth. And that's it. That's not an apology. It's offensive. Once again, he's proven that he's a misogynist piece of shit, because he's really just apologizing to Mike so he can take that olive branch and fucking choke on it. He can choke on it. I don't want his well-wishings. I don't want his God bless. I want my name out of his fucking mouth. And I'm going to say it right here and right now. The next time he mentions either one of my fucking daughters, I'm going to fucking bring it to your business, and we're going to have a real fucking problem. All right? We're going to have a real fucking problem. You're going to talk about my underage minor daughters with that fucking pedophile face of yours? Never in your fucking life. Don't mention my children. I don't fucking mention your sex slave wife that you bought. All right? Don't fucking mention my children, okay? I don't mention the fact that you fucking have all these children that are not yours. Don't worry about who's taking care of my kids, who's picking up my kids, who their father is, who not their father is. I don't worry about your fucking little children. I don't worry about your sex slave wife. Don't worry about who I married, who I didn't marry, what my kids are doing, how old they are, what the fuck. Keep my name out of your fucking mouth and take the olive branch and fucking choke on it with your rotten pizza that the whole fucking city of Farmingdale knows sucks. I'm done. Go ahead, Mike. All yours.
Ooh, this did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
So yeah, the high road part of this show was like a catfish.
I feel like Woodrow Wilson just said "fuck you" to the Treaty of Versailles.
I mean, I get that my having Michael Landon's hair may have been misleading to people.
Yeah, I needed to be touched by an angel today.
Yeah.
And Mr.
You
Edwards
do need God.
10, I guess.
So until 2 minutes before we started going live, I thought this was going to be an acceptance of an apology. And
so did I.
So did I, and honestly, I'm on totally 100% on Carla's side because the apology I wasn't asking for me at all. It was to Carla. She doesn't accept it. She makes some valid points. If he was specific with how he was wrong, I think it may have gone a little bit differently. But
no, the whole thing was offensive. The whole thing was offensive because once again, this apology is directed to Mike. So the same way I didn't have anything to do with the original beef and I got dragged into it, now you're doing the exact opposite. Now you're not dragging in all the shit that you did. You're just apologizing to Mike and you're just brushing broad strokes over it like you're the bigger person. But really, it's so shitty. It's so incredibly offensive. And I was really, like Tim said, we had a whole conversation. I was like, good, I'm so happy to be past it. You know, I'm really Michelle Obama-ing it here. Like she's saying, you know, when they go low, we go high. And I'm just really vibrating on the higher level right now. And now, you know what? I'm like, no, you want to take it to the fucking floor. Let's fucking wrestle. I'll put on a goddamn singlet and I will roll around with you because fuck that.
Well, now I'm aroused.
Wow.
Mike's
getting pegged.
So I guess it's just safe to say the four of us won't be doing any comedy crawls anytime soon.
No.
Listen,
I'm good.
I'm going to say
I just
this.
read an apology.
I'm going to say this, and I'll say it again. All right. He made an effort. It doesn't have to be accepted. That is fine. It is well within your rights to not accept it. But he did go and he did make some sort of an effort. You're expecting, you know,
He's
Cyrano.
not acknowledging having done anything.
I asked him to keep it brief.
Anything to me? How about admitting that you lied so that the people that you fucking lied to know to a 100% certainty that I didn't fucking say anything about them?
But you're not even giving the opportunity. You know, this is just one statement. You haven't even really talked to anybody. And again, I'm not defending anybody because and he knows and everybody else knows that when it comes to anything that goes down, my fucking first number one priority is the both of you. I will defend you all to the fucking hilt, even if I fucking disagree with you. That's just how it goes. But you do have to listen to people.
Sherry Poland's wet.
What?
What?
I said you said kilt. Now Sherry Poland's wet.
Sake. Yeah. So I mean, you know, like the guy started with an effort. It wasn't what you were looking for. It made you angry. I understand that. There's a lot to be discussed and talked about. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna fuck.
Here's the deal.
Well, I mean, if his wife was Sherry Poland, then.
All I wanted to do was talk about kilts, Vikings, and Ben Shapiro.
Vikingen?
That's it. Vikings.
Those are three things that don't go together.
That's what you think.
Here's the deal. An effort was made. I'm not mad at anything that happened between me and him, what he said to me personally, what I said to him, but taking Carla and dragging her into it, saying nasty shit about her family, that shit, for not taking responsibility for that, sorry, no good, buddy.
So you would say that's kind of like in the Avengers when they destroyed New York City, Iron Man being like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry for what I did," you know.
Exactly.
Or Thanos, for that matter, because that's almost the same reality that we're dealing with.
Yeah, saying sorry from my part, saying that I was partially wrong or Carla was partially wrong. We weren't at all. We were attacked to begin with. I said the same thing back to him that he said to me, and then he goes low and takes jabs at our lives, and it went back and forth from there. And I said nasty things, so did he. But Carla was the victim here, and
I'm not a victim. Like, I just chose to take myself out of it. And also, I mean, you know, bold of him to call me fat so many times with that gut of his. Bold. Really bold of him to be talking like he's calling me 400 pounds when he's weighing in at about 700. Come on.
Well, I mean, you know.
That's that.
Check your A1C and then come call me fat.
You're fat, you can make that joke.
Tim, did you get the soundbite of Carla saying she's not bitter? Shove that apology. If you know, because especially if you know.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
You go.
I was gonna say, especially if the feeling is you do nothing. Someone apologize. It doesn't mean you have to accept it. It just if there's no.
Listen, I'm not sorry for anything I did. I didn't do anything wrong. But I was ready to say, okay, yeah, we both took things too far. Carla opened my eyes a little bit. Literally, I was gonna totally have this go the other way, and I learned 2 minutes into this because Carla was busy all day, so I didn't really get to talk to her about it too much. So that we didn't really get to discuss our feelings.
Also, an interesting note is I didn't even know what went on in the exchange, in today's exchange, that you guys were involved with. I didn't even know until well after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. Like I was messaging Mike and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm fighting on Facebook." And I said, "Oh, cool. With who?"
That you dick.
Well, are my points not valid?
No, listen. Again, you don't have to accept the apology.
Internalized misogyny on my end.
I'm telling you from my vantage point, and I wasn't the one that he said shit about, so I can't sit here and walk in your shoes. I get where you're coming from.
We all know and love, right? So today, I don't know if you've been following, but Ben Shapiro, when the WAP song came out and said that he thought there was something wrong with, if your vagina was really wet, there's something wrong with it.
What's an S?
And he knows.
Pussy that smells like shit?
Yeah, he knows because there's his wife's vagina has never been wet, and she's a doctor, so she should know that wet pussies there's something wrong with them. So of course he got.
It's wet. I mean, there's a bit of a problem if you need a mop and a bucket.
So today, yes, I did. Yeah. So today, after people mercilessly mocking him, he makes this comment. You know how much this endless parade of jokes about me and my wife bothers me? Not one bit. My wife and I both know there are much more important things in a marriage than sexual satisfaction.
Love, honesty, loyalty.
Will, what's your take on that? Is he just admitting to having a weak ass dick?
I think, to give Ben the benefit of the doubt, I think he meant that his wife is not teeming with stuff down there. That it could be
with stuff down there.
That's probably mostly pus.
Yeah, I think what he meant to say, as someone impartial to both sides, I would interpret what he meant that the number one priority being married is not that. I think his for an educated guy, he is a very, very educated guy.
Yeah.
I would say that he definitely used a poor choice of words.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, his wife's vagina sounds like this, and she wants it to sound like this. And it's just not happening.
I think it's the poorest choice of words. Sure. Look, you know what? Sure, maybe sex isn't the most important thing in a marriage, but after you've been absolutely dragged for saying that you don't even, for essentially admitting that you don't even understand what a lubricated genital looks like or could possibly exist, marriage for.
Well, but I also think that
don't those people do it through a sheet anyway? Yeah, he's very conservative.
Right? No, but I think that for people that don't follow him, to pay attention to what he's doing.
Carla.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, he better never get divorced. He'll never get another date.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He's got
he's
got a few shekels in his pocket. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Oh, so you just kind of accept peace?
First lady, Carla.
True. Do you think his wife has a side
Carla agreed with something I said? Oh my God.
You are fake.
People that never watch Tucker Carlson, I'm sure, would tune in. Would not normally pay attention to that as people are trying to catch up with what's he going to say today.
Yeah.
It's like the president.
Comedy podcast on Governor's Radio.
but there's more people that watch that tend to hate you because they want to see what you can say next.
There's more than 4.
on a much smaller scale, when I was when I had that thing with Theater 3 when they banned me for the tweet that I made, when the outcry and the reaction, the negative reaction started dying down, I started getting like a little bit upset, and I was like writing some more down a little bit. He's like, you know what? Let me double down and talk about how.
Are you really gonna? I mean, as three men here, or is that really how you're gonna? Like, if the Theater 3 thing had turned into something about like, you just being like having like really really weak days. Is that what you want to stay relevant for? Like swimming in the money? Does he have
he's got money.
Scrooge McDuck money?
The money.
Yeah, he's got money.
McDuck money, but he's got money.
Like Scrooge
Dick game that are like, yes, that guy right there. He's got his finger on the pulse. They sound like that too, by the way.
I don't care what anybody thinks.
He may have
think we want to think, and I'll laugh all the way to the.
And
you can buy that.
If he has a lot of money, he can buy the good sex toys, and we'll ask your mom to throw another sex toy party.
Not this week, please.
What was it called? I don't even remember. I got to go into my inbox.
I'm just kidding.
Mom, what's your sex toy party called?
Mom. No,
hold on, Michael. Let me unplug
Mom, where'd
this.
you buy my jerk off gloves? Mom,
where'd you get my jerk off gloves from?
Mom, I need new jerk off gloves.
You took the of glove and you added an L to it.
We don't need all
Robert
that.
Gloves
We don't need that.
Because they get everything out.
They're fingerless.
Yeah, but there's like grooves and stuff.
How far are you
to the wrist? But oh boy,
your spleen doesn't have to be shiny.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Will you and your dirty week is our lovely governor making sure that we never tell jokes on a stage ever again. That was the big thing this week. Saying that they are not allowed. Yeah, a lot of bar owners I know got an email with that letter in it. But it was an official release from the governor's office and the SLA saying
it's official release, like you had in the shower this morning.
Well, he has to send the email because if he used the typewriter, his rings would hit the keys as he leans forward.
His nipple
yeah, it wouldn't come out right.
The buttons. Entertainment, you are no longer allowed to have live entertainment if it is a ticketed event. If people are purchasing tickets for you, because obviously, restaurant or not.
Yeah.
A lot of inconsistencies with this guy. A lot of inconsistencies.
COVID has become Skynet.
Exactly. COVID is now Skynet. This is the death blow. We had been able to have comedy shows outdoors, socially distanced. At Governor's, they went through all the protocols that the governor asked them to do, spent exorbitant amounts of money on the plexiglass between the stage and the audience. They installed filters, they installed
and really that's like, I think the most unfair part, at least, we all kind of have a little bit of a touch of insight into what goes on at Governor's because we've been there, and we know that the owners and the staff have told us. When I asked I spoke to one of the owners myself, just out of update, like when they update you, is it like weekly? And he said weekly. We get new protocols daily. And so every day they're getting, for weeks now, every day they've been getting, updates like, now you need this and you need this and you need this. And they've been going above and beyond. And what I find so outrageously unfair is, so you take a business, and I get that, like my business was shut down too. It's been shut down for all this time. And then you tell them they have to invest money. And if you want to reopen, you need to do this and you need to update this and you need to install this and these and this and this and this. You let them open after investing all this money, after not making money for so long. And then once they've invested, what has to easily be, could very well be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
They're doing everything, 50% capacity, socially distanced. They said they had tape measures out to make sure you're 6 feet away from people. We were in the green room one time, and one of the staff came over and said, "Hey, if you're standing up, You have
You got to wear a mask.
Have to wear a mask. This is the green room. There's nobody other than comedians in there. They took this so seriously. And so many other places, not just governors, so many other places spent money, went through every single thing that Governor Cuomo asked them to do. And every time we get a little bit, they say, "Oh, you're starting to make money again. People are starting to be happy. Let's roll that shit back." It's a fucking attack. It's a fucking attack. There's an article. Everyone check it out on my Facebook page that the Patch did. I was interviewed. The owner of Governors was interviewed. George Gallo was interviewed. One of our buddies.
Patch?
On the Patch, yeah. They interviewed us. They interviewed a bunch of musicians. I mean, everybody's suffering. Everybody is suffering because of this motherfucker that thinks he's a fucking king because he wants to play political football.
And also, how much money every time? So these places are losing money originally. Then you hit these phases, and the money that they're pouring into to accommodate all these levels. So the money that Governor's making, they say, okay, well, now you have to do A, B, and C. Yeah. They now spend more money to do A, B, and C.
And they did D. They did A, B, C, A, D, just to be safe.
They're getting effed. But but
it always comes back to the D. Governors has strong D game, unlike Ben Shapiro.
Poor Ben Shapiro. Leave the little Jewish boy alone.
He really is a douche.
Oh, yeah.
He's a total douche. Which is why this is just like, it was just such a gift from God.
His wife's just like, fucking, please stop talking about me.
He's such a whiny little bitch. Every time I watch him, like, how are you not a liberal? I mean, I'm sorry.
No, that's exact. Like, I hear, like, every time I see Ben Shapiro talking, I'm like, he sounds exactly like Mike. This is literally what, like, it sounds like when Mike and all the other Mikes start blathering on about whatever they're blathering on about.
Mark that one off on the Carla card.
Yeah. I like some of the stuff Mike says.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate it.
And I also
Mike.
But
Mike
also
or one of the other Mikes.
Oh, Mike. And I don't know what you define as some of the other Mikes, but I'm independent in the middle. Only because if I was on one side, it would tip. But there are things I like about Ben Shapiro. There's things I like about Tucker Carlson. Yeah. There's things I like about many Democrats as well.
Name one.
Name one for what?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard was a veteran, but she voted against the I believe she voted against the 9/11 bill.
Tammy Duckworth was a veteran too. She lost her legs. She gets shit on by conservatives.
Tulsi was one of the few that voted against the 9/11 bill.
Yeah,
I know that. But I think she would have been actually a fairly solid vice president candidate. I was surprised that she hadn't conceded running for president, and they weren't giving her any coverage really at all. I think what hurt her the most was going on the Joe Rogan podcast, because then she got dismissed as, oh, it's Joe Rogan people that follow, that know about her. I knew about her before that from Struggle. He told me about her. But she didn't get a whole lot of exposure, and I think a lot of people discredited her when she went on Rogan's podcast, and no fault of.
Speaking of Struggle, I let it be known that I messaged Struggle yesterday and today, because he said he wanted to be on the podcast, and I never heard from him. Is he alive? I texted him.
Maybe he's somewhere struggling.
Is he struggling?
He also may be putting in a lot of work as they're getting ready to open the schools.
Yeah, I'm sure
you know what? My guess, even as it came out of my mouth, I know that he likes to head up into the mountains to like relax and get away from it all. And I'm like, maybe I caught him on a family vacation. He's up in
if he were to apologize,
being wilderness man,
you'd accept his apology.
What?
If he were to apologize to you for not answering your calls, you'll accept his apology?
Nope.
He doesn't need to apologize.
He would apologize to Mike first, probably. And that would cause a thing.
If he apologized to you first.
Struggle, I'll be calling you in the morning to broker a deal that Carla will just come and fucking steamroll.
Callers are Nancy Pelosi. Like, we have this nice little deal, all packaged up nicely.
I was building condos in North Korea, and all of a sudden,
so back to the whole Governor Cuomo thing. So this is how ridiculous and inconsistent it is. He's saying that you're allowed to have music at a restaurant. It has to be incidental music, which includes a DJ or background music, a band playing background music, but it can't be the focal point of why everyone's gathering there, and it can't be ticketed. You can't pay because it would actually generate more money to the economy if people paid to see these bands. That's inconsistent. So what the fuck is the difference? If
also no exotic dancing.
Well, now I'm really screwed. Now
I can't pay my bills.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because I'm a daytime stripper. I don't know if anybody knew that.
The reasoning behind it, I guess.
The Vatino is one of my best customers.
I could pick up a roll of quarters without my hands.
That's right.
That is a powerful taint.
I throw silver dollars. I throw silver dollars at Mike and Will, and I make it hail.
I guess the impetus behind it is they don't want people hanging out in a spot for a while. But how are you stopping other people? How are people just not sitting at a table and ordering drink after drink after drink after drink,
exactly.
Along with their meal and sitting there for an hour and a half? So why can't you have a fucking outdoor comedy show? It just
also I don't understand if governors, you're buying drinks or just not. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna just limit it to governors because there's a lot of other places that are, like everyone right now is trying to like recoup so much income that they lost, and everyone's really struggling.
Right.
So there might be other places that are saying, you know what, let's try to get some butts in the seats. Let's get some comics over here. That will keep people here longer. They'll, instead of having a drink and an order of fries, they're gonna have a drink and a burger and maybe a piece of cheesecake and some wings because they're watching the show, and now we're going to make some money, but they're going to leave. They're ultimately going to finish eating and they're going to leave. The show is going to be over and they're going to leave. So there is an end time to it. And what I don't understand about some of these inconsistencies, so you can't have a live comedy show, you can't have a band, you can't have a singer, but we can all be trapped in a fucking movie theater together. They're opening movie theaters?
Sweaty gym.
Are movie theaters open?
I heard that one of the AMC's in I want to say somewhere in Jersey. There's an AMC where they're opening, but 30% occupancy.
Dude, listen, no. You can't sit there and tell me that people can fucking hang out in a gym, even with masks on, hang out in a gym, or forget that. How is it we can't do an outdoor fucking comedy show for 100 people, or actually, what is it, 80? 80 people socially distanced within fucking, probably the tables are what, 12 feet apart?
Social distancing works. Then why the fuck?
Every goddamn thing. How can you possibly tell me that that's not safe, but we can send back all the Rugrats to school and fucking wipe out the entire goddamn staff?
Can we go back? 80 people? What? How am I not on these shows where there's 80 people in the stands?
No, in the audience, not on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was right.
All right. Well, you would be if Governor Cuomo didn't stop us from doing it. Because here's the thing: what the hell is the difference between a restaurant full of people eating? People are eating at a table for an hour at a time. What's the difference if I'm 20 feet away behind plexiglass telling jokes into a microphone? What's the difference, asshole?
I have great respect for Governor Cuomo, and I think that he's done a stellar job up until now of getting our state through the pandemic, and I support almost all of what he does.
In the beginning, so that they didn't.
But
die.
I support almost all of what he does. What I wish there was some explanation, because it doesn't seem like there's any consistency.
If you trying to kill the rest of the Trump voters, that are still
like
breathing.
if you tell me we have to lock it down, then we'll lock it down, and we won't go to restaurants, and we won't go to bars, and we won't go to comedy clubs, and we won't go to movie theaters, and we won't go to the gym. I understand that. If you tell me even we have to lock everything down so that everyone has minimal exposure so that we can send kids to school. This is a plan to, do that so that we're able to, fine, I'll do that. I'll do all of that. If you tell me we're reopening, then we'll reopen. And if we have to socially distance, we'll do that. But if you're doing this to businesses who are trying to comply and are actively complying, it seems it doesn't make sense. And I think that's the reason there's so much outrage.
It's clearly driven. Exactly. Here's the thing. We did lock everything down. He made up these bullshit phases. We're well into phase 4 now, and then
you're a bullshit phase.
The very end of the mandate that he made said specifically ticketed entertainment regardless of phase. So then, what the fuck do the phases even mean? You're just gonna.
But we can go bowling. Why can we go bowling?
I don't know.
Like, why am I able to touch someone's COVID-y balls? I don't want to touch anybody's COVID-y balls.
Hey.
You already did.
I'm right here, Carla. And you remember March, don't you?
You made his balls COVID, and then his balls made me COVID.
I put COVID on your balls. I put COVID all over your balls. Is that what you want? You want that again? Tim, COVID. Your balls were covered in COVID. Mike did that. I didn't do that. Mike put COVID on your balls. I didn't want to bring it up.
You gave him the COVID.
Huh?
You gave him the COVID, and then he was shooting for Richie Byrne, but he missed.
Yeah. And then he freaking made out with you and gave it to you. So, like, don't blame me. Don't blame me because you were making out with Mike. That has nothing to do with me.
And all because I just wanted to do. And the only reason we went in studio is because I wanted to do the goddamn fundraiser for fucking for people that were having a tough time, like industry workers.
That's a good charity. That's a good charity.
Yeah. I almost died for you people. Can I have a glass of water, please?
That's
a good charity. I'm doing a show for people who don't have nothing. 100%.
So that's the bullshit, because you know what it is? He does this, and there's no answers. He can't answer any of the questions that all 4 of us just asked. He can't fucking answer them, and he won't. So that's
he doesn't take my calls,
There's a petition. I know the person that worked for the patch that I spoke to has been calling his office 5 times a day for the last couple of days. No answer.
Well, there's a couple of different.
Let's get new gauges put in.
Well, that's fair.
Why do we kink shame him? Why? Let him have his pierced nipples.
I'm celebrating.
Let him do what he does.
But he won't admit it. Do you know how many times I've asked him on News 12's live feed on Facebook why to just come out and admit that
it's so funny
nipples?
Though. Who cares?
I would probably love him.
Why would you answer a complete stranger? Some rando Long Island dude. I want to hear about your nipples. Like, well, you know what? Fuck you. I don't want to tell you about my nipples. Mind your neck. Mind your own nipples.
I am. He knows who I am.
He knows who he is. There's only 2 people banned from Theater 3, and one of them's Al Capone. and the whole COVID thing's a hoax. He wants the plexiglass so he could do the cable guy. Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Old suction cup nipples Cuomo.
Yeah, seriously. Bring out the Cuomo. Cuomo's sleeping. We'll wake him up.
Listen, man. That's all.
Giuliani, de Blasio, spiders caught a couple of flies.
Oh, man. Cuomo drives the boat.
Oh, here we go. Are we back on the Jaws references? Is that what we're doing?
Tim and Phil right now. There's going to be 20 minutes of Jaws references now.
He can't go down with 3 nipple rings.
Not with 3 nipple rings, he can.
Hey, Chief, I hope you packed your gauges.
Holy shit.
I'll get you the hoop, the ball, the whole damn thing.
That right there is the USS Bondage and Leather Festival. I mean, listen, we could fall. I could fall down a Little House on the Prairie hole if you'd like.
That's right.
Are we talking about Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah, why not?
Look at those hands, Hoop has been getting Prince Alberts all your life.
Because apparently Cuomo picks what fucking place should be open, like the older fucking Ingalls sister.
Exactly.
It was a terrible way to go. It was a fucking awfully trip over myself for a blind joke. Jesus. Look.
Speaking of Jaws 2, I'm not crazy about blind dates. Yeah, they're okay. They got little white canes and tin cups.
Wow.
So, yeah, as far as the Cuomo thing goes, I know that there's going to be a protest on Sunday, 2 p.m.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I think they're doing it. I saw Tommy Ramola shared it. Big Time
Who?
Tommy. Big Time Tommy.
Oh. Are we doing this?
I don't know.
There's something else being worked on with that's actually going to be a thing that's going to be in Patchogue. I'm talking to somebody right now who's the singer of a band, a Celtic rock band that's pretty popular around the East Coast.
Celtic rock band.
Yeah, man.
Weirdly specific.
Well, listen,
Shillelagh Law?
Everybody's got, whatever. But
Dropkick
here's the
Murphys?
thing.
Do they wear kilts?
Pat McGuire band?
Sometimes.
Do they?
But
if they wear kilts, has Sherry Poland seen them dozens of times?
Probably.
Sherry Poland's got me really into these Vikings.
Who the heck's what's the other band? It's like Dropkick Murphys.
There's
150,000 Celtic rock bands. There's a ton of them.
Do they all wear kilts?
No.
There's a ton of them, Tim. Name 12.
The McMickmers and
the McMickmers.
Yeah, the I beat my wifers and
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
My wife just had her 12th kidders and we're definitely Catholics. I don't know.
Troubles. The whiskey dicks.
The whiskey dicks.
The Peaky Blinders.
Ooh, the Peaky Blinders. Let's start that band.
That's a great show, by the way.
But we're gonna do something, or we're trying to figure out something to do in Patchogue. We're gonna have a hopefully a pretty big gathering, maybe down by the band show.
Sure that music and comedy is joining together.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing:
musical comedy show.
You have to take your outrage and actually put purpose behind it instead of just taking your outrage and taking it somewhere. Believe me, I take my outrage with me everywhere, and it does nothing for me.
Like I'm not gonna have a giant sign with Cuomo and nipple rings. Like that's not gonna be my sign.
I mean, you absolutely will, but we're gonna have purpose behind it.
But yeah, make sure that I know about all this, and I'll spread the word.
I will absolutely make sure you know about all this.
The Long Island musicians and Long Island comedians.
Get out there, no matter what the event is. There's something going on Sunday. Go do that. We're gonna try to do something too out this way. Like
I have a connection at Newsday, so I can always get that.
Awesome. That would be helpful. We're talking about securing permits, so it's a thing.
Keep me posted. I'll get some press on it. I know some people.
Sweet deal. But enough's enough. Enough piecemealing. We all want to be safe. We want to make sure that everything's good, but you can't fucking piecemeal things. And what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. So you can't literally say that people can hang out in a fucking gym, but they can't sit and watch an hour and a half comedy show outside, away from each other.
What's good for the duck is good for the drake. I like whole meals, but
Drake's cold.
Why are we talking?
Gotta love the Drake.
Have to do with any of this?
Oh, for fuck's
I was thinking
sake.
the Canadian singer who looks like E.T. with a goatee.
That's true.
Oh, hey, I think I know why Carla's upset. Are we allowed to talk about
I was going to say, let's finish off with this gem.
How Carla's day went with a little releasing of wildlife. No talking about that.
Come on, Carla.
I feel like it's crazy. How does Tim know about this?
Because I was discussing it with Tim.
So my children, where's Mike Gandolfo? He's gonna love this because somehow
that's right. Hopefully Mike Gandolfo.
He knew my pigs were in danger from day one. I don't know how he knew this. He kept asking, are my pigs still alive, right? Are my guinea pigs still alive?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they're living their best life. I bring them fresh fruit every day. Like, this is the Waldorf Astoria. You know, they're doing great. I clean out their pen. I put, their cage. I put them in their little pig pen. They run around for a couple. They don't. They just kind of like
Most
waddle
adorable
around.
guys, yeah.
Yeah. So, today, apparently, my children like caught some like PETA vibe, and they decided that the pigs shouldn't live in a cage. They decided these guinea pigs shouldn't be confined to their guinea pig habitat. And it was unfair and it was cruel, right? Fine. The second part of that was they were going to set them free into the wild. So they did that. They took them in a shoebox, ran them down to the park by my house, and liberated the guinea pigs. They liberated the guinea pigs.
Oh my God. So the two of them, the 5-year-old and the 17-year-old, took one shoebox, put 2 guinea pigs in there, and just walked over to the park by themselves?
Yeah, yes. And they set them free. Then I get a text saying, we set them free. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So I call, and she's like, we couldn't bear to have the pigs in the pen anymore, so we set them free. And I'm like, what do you mean you set them free? I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like, those things, like, they're not even real animals from nature. They come from a guinea pig factory and they go to Petco and then we buy them. They're just potatoes with legs. They have no defense mechanism.
They're literally genetically modified to just be a pet in a cage.
Yeah.
We baked them little cakes with little files in them. They broke out. It was the thing.
So I'm screaming at her. And she tells me I'm insane. For some reason she thinks that there's like colonies of guinea pigs in Peru that just live free. And I'm like, well, here's a couple of problems with that. One, we're not in Peru.
30 to 50 feral guinea pigs?
Yeah, 50 feral guinea pigs.
Yeah, there's no guinea pig colony on the south shore of Long Island. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So
I mean, there is.
But there are Peruvians. So
it's called Massapequa.
Yeah. So I scream at her and I'm like, well, at least like now you have to go back in the house, grab all their food, grab like the whole bag of food, and you got to go back to the park and at least dump out all the food for them, like where you let them go, because they don't know how to get their own food. I was like, if they're even still alive, if they haven't been, eaten by a red-tailed hawk or a cat or a dog or something, and
they don't know how to fend for themselves.
Yeah. So
they're gonna go, oh, Jesus Christ.
So they're both pissed off now because I'm telling them they have to go back to the park and dump out all the food. And then Isabella calls me back and she's furious because now she's got her hands full of 2 guinea pigs because they literally didn't move from the spot where she left them. These poor pigs.
That's how much they can't fend for themselves. They
were traumatized.
And now they have PTSD.
I thought guinea pigs came from the Bronx.
Oh, wait now. Those guinea pigs are going to have some trust issues now.
Yeah, they are. They are, because you know what? I as soon as I came home, I knew they were back in there, safe in their pen. I came home right away. I refilled their food. I set them up with fresh fruit like they like. I cut them up a little bell pepper, and they still stayed in their little house.
Holy shit. Oh, those poor little things. But
Terrified.
What did little Juliana, the little one, what did she have to say? Did you?
Maybe they were sitting there playing bocce, waiting for a nice cigar.
I'm like, Grandpa?
She said that Juliana said they were going to be set free so they could go back to their families.
I wonder where she got that idea.
And I had to explain to her that we are their family. They don't have any family. Everything in the world is just going to try to eat them. That's it.
That is true.
The one's like, oh, I got to be at Nona's Sunday by 11 a.m. for dinner.
Nona's making the gravy.
Nona's making the gravy. We're going to have dinner in her basement.
At 2:00 in the afternoon.
Some grilled octopus, some squingine, and then some steak and hamburgers.
Sincerely, your grandson, Frank.
That's crazy, Carla. Juliana must have been hilarious with it, though.
She was still mad that they were in the cage, and now Juliana's quest is that they need their room. They need their own room.
They need their own room.
Get on that.
All right, I'm gonna have to buy a 4-bedroom house now.
Yeah, because
let's not go that far. Start with a pod, and let's see. Go from there.
I bought them a big playpen.
That's where they play when I clean out their pen.
Yeah.
And by play, I mean sit there and shit in it. That's what
not
they
the
do.
size
They
of the
just
park.
shit in it.
To be honest, though, that's how me and Will play. So.
You shit in
No
a
safe
Rubbermaid?
words.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't play with a safe word. It's just
Just
just give it
Yeah,
an understanding nod. Just
Yeah, man. So like I was trying to sort out stuff. You know, I have to like really change up, you know, my whole business because it was essentially eliminated by COVID. So I'm doing all stuff. I have to actually work all day, which I'm not used to doing because I've been in quarantine forever.
Are you saying
And I'm
that
trying
you
to,
were
like,
affected
sort
by the
stuff out.
COVID pandemic?
I was. And the COVID outbreak.
I mean, that's an opening salvo.
My pigs got set free. My pigs were set free, right? So then I'm worried about my pigs, right? And then my pigs were rescued. But now my pigs aren't eating because they're very upset at what's going on.
Because they got PTSD.
And then I have Tim over here, huh? What?
You have Tim over here. What?
Brokering some fucking shitty deal like I'm a fucking Palestinian and you're renaming my whole country Israel.
He tried. Tim tried.
You know what? It's the last fucking time.
No, but that's what the problem is. I'm Palestine and Mike is Israel. So you brokered a really great deal for Mike and you left me with this much
You're
land.
insufferable, is what you are. Good God, woman.
Nothing's
All right,
good enough.
United Nations, Tim. Thank you.
I'm Kofi Annan.
I swear to God, I was just gonna say the Kofi Annan of Long Island.
That's Boutros Saliani.
That sounds delicious.
Oh.
Couple chickpeas.
Who's in charge right now? Is it like Sung Young Moo, whatever the fuck it is? I forget what his name is.
Some young guy?
Yeah, some young guy. Listen, I did what I could. We're gonna go fishing, me and him, apparently. So I mean,
good. Go fishing. Good. Go.
Although I'm a little nervous right now because they said the same thing to Fredo, and you know.
If he asks you to say an Our Father, just jump.
That's my secret. I say little Our Father.
Jesus fucking Christ! I try to do something good.
I give you credit, Tim. There was an effort made on the other end, and you know whatever it happened from there.
I'll tell you what. Can we at least agree that should nothing else get said over there, we are done discussing it?
I would agree with that, Carla.
I'm done discussing. Like I literally don't care. I was already done discussing it. I literally don't care. I just thought it needed to be said that was, you know, bullshit. That was bullshit.
Agree that if him and the minions that work with him, nothing said, I will refrain from bringing brimstone and hellfire.
Oh,
like
wow.
I was like already refraining. I was just over here.
Okay.
Vibrating on a higher level. I was here vibrating on a higher level.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden.
Scusi, Barbara Boopy?
I'm going to miss those drops. I'm going to miss those drops.
But wait, so it started with between you and him, Mike, and then he put in Carla's name?
Yeah, how wild is that? I didn't have a fucking button in this.
Rich Rita posted a flyer for one of my shows. He took a shot at it, and then I took a shot at his show in retaliation, and then he started with the hacky fat jokes and blah blah blah, and then Carla was actually doing his show, and then what he did, which was to punch me and the girlfriend, as Carla would say, is to tell the people on said show that Carla was saying nasty things about them and that she's better than them and they don't deserve to be on the same stage. She would never say anything like that. I mean, like, she's a mean person a lot of the times, but she would never say something like that.
She might speak truth.
Because you know what? If Carla's going to say that, she'll say that to that person. She wouldn't say behind their backs. That's, you know.
That is true.
She'll say stuff like that, but not behind somebody's back. And
I mean, it won't intentionally be behind somebody's back. She'll just say it in the moment, but she'd say it to the person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like she would hide anything. It's not anything she wouldn't say to them.
Yeah, and if she says it to me about somebody else, it's not because that somebody isn't there. It's because she's saying it in the moment, like you said.
We are all terrified of Carla.
That dead person was in the room. And
no, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm in fear every day.
No.
Terrified.
No.
Look on Carla's show.
No, look at me. Look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what got me. That's what got me. And now,
mind your P's and Q's.
3 years later, I get that.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
She serves you like ground up glass.
Right there. That's my Keegan bait. And then
the smile, later, and then she's got you by the balls.
Get Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar.
No, Queen of the South.
Eggs and cocaine omelets.
That's right.
So
I love it.
So Tim, if
one of my favorites.
If Mike is Israel and Carla is Palestine, that makes you the United.
That makes me drunk.
I was gonna throw out a big word. I was gonna say United Arab Perspicacious.
Oh boy!
I didn't even say the word. Back up. That couldn't pronounce a word. I had to look up.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak
it? Barely.
Yeah, that was some episode. Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, that started off like gangbusters.
But it's important. The most important thing for everyone to know is that the pigs are home, safe and sound. They're home, safe and sound.
I mean, you didn't accept his apology, but there's no reason to talk to them that way. Oh, you mean guinea pig? Sorry.
Yeah, I like telling jokes.
And now they're now my pigs. They're no one else's pigs. They're not my children. My children are not allowed to deal with my pigs. They're my pigs. So I'm renaming them, and they are now officially Piggy Smalls and Two Pig Shakur.
So they're gonna kill each other.
Yeah.
They're living together in peace. They're fine. They're fine.
Do you have one called Little Pig that Two Pig Shakur wears the necklace?
No, just two pigs. Just two pigs.
I'm gonna get a red one and call him Pig Knight, and then we'll see what happens from there. One of them, you'll see him hanging one of them out from the enclosure.
After what you put them through, you might as well just call them Lyle and Eric Menendez because they're gonna fucking murder you.
I didn't do it. They need to go after these again. Once again, I didn't even do anything. Now the pigs are gonna come after me.
Yep.
Same thing that happened with that other pig.
Yep.
You ever notice Carla never did anything wrong?
Honestly, she is the most oppressed person on planet Earth.
I was
not even home. Like how is this pig situation now is my fault? I wasn't even home.
I'm buying 5. I'm gonna give one of them AIDS and call them PWA.
Yeah, so the guinea pigs are home safe. That's how we'll.
The guinea pigs are home safe.
Let everyone off on a positive note.
Yeah.
Yes, the guinea pigs are home safe. Everyone is happy. All the pigs are happy.
One of my guinea pigs is gonna make shitty family movies after. Are we guinea pigs yet? Are we guinea pigs yet?
I've found one of the giant guinea pigs.
Now, but I do wonder, like, they were just sitting there all that time. Like, do you think there are any? Do you think other people have set guinea pigs free on Long Island? Do you think there is a guinea pig colony that they could have joined?
We were at a party last weekend, and the guy whose house we were at, his guinea pig he found in the woods when he was jogging. Remember the guinea pig you saw at the party we were at the other night?
Yeah, but I'm saying, so is there like was he a one-off guinea pig, or is there a guinea pig colony?
There's a colony, but I bet there's a lot of loose guinea pigs running around.
I bet you it was like if they were guinea pigs from the Bronx, the one looked at the other while they were sitting there. These black squirrels got some balls coming to.
It's gonna be like the scene on the bicycles in the Bronx Tale.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's where I was going.
Oh my god! Now you can't chew carrots. I love the fact that they tried to fucking homeward bound them.
Yeah, they just wanted to release them to set them free, and now like all of a sudden their guinea pig pen is too small.
I picture,
and it's unfair they tried to like, revolutionize these pigs.
I pictured
I
pictured Juliana. I pictured Juliana like opening up the cages while fucking Isabella stands there on her phone playing Born Free. Born Free.
And there's one pig, Pig Logero. They're just trying to get acorns. They're just trying to get acorns. Who told you? My father told me that.
Piggy-O's a fucking psycho.
You're right. You're right, Bunny. The working guinea pig is a sucker. Who's that? That's Jimmy Whiskers.
Perfect. That's hilarious.
Why, Daddy? Over a corn cob? Did they really kill him over a corn cob?
Did you really kill that guy over a corn cob? No.
Yeah, it was a long day, guys. It was a long day.
How you doing? For a piece of romaine lettuce, you never have to see him again.
We used to hang out at the Shea Maple. It was a hollowed out maple tree, but it was Bunny's spot.
Yeah, we think that's why Carla might have been a little frisky at the beginning of the episode. She had some day.
She had a day and a half, and then there was work, and yeah. So she accepts apologies.
No.
And Tim, I'll go fishing with you guys.
Awesome.
Good.
Let's do it.
Good.
I'll go
All
fishing.
you go. All you go. Good. All of you go fishing. Bye.
There was
Bye.
Tommy Cricket. He wore fake antenna and he sung awful. That was Jojo the water bug. No.
Jojo the water bug.
I can't do lightning bugs.
Jesus. Well, Will,
I'm
thank you.
This one. Thank you.
Thank you, Will,
for hanging. And
just to be clear,
we know
no pigs were harmed in the making of this episode. No pigs.
Yet.
They're all good.
Yet. You do live in a high Peruvian neighborhood, though. So
thank you.
We hope you guys
enjoyed the
enjoyed
apology and stuff too.
Hope everyone enjoyed this. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Govs Radio. Thank you, Governor's Comedy Club. Thank you, Will.
Yes. We'll be moving in a different direction.
Surrounded by amazing people.
Good God. I fucking hate all of you.
And we'll end it with that. Okay.
Yes. Govs, Tony, Sally, everybody at Govs, watch the shows on Govs Radio, please, and fucking start writing Cuomo. Let's get some goddamn comedy shows back open safely, please.
Let's all join together. Let's make this a thing. Let's start it right here, right now.
Oh, and for the 10 people left listening, share the fucking show, idiots.
Yeah. Seriously.
Just share it on your page. We love the promotion. Please don't call PETA on me. I'm taking good care of the pigs.
I'm definitely fucking calling.
So listen to all the shows on Govs Radio. Also listen to Chew the Fat with Cara Moria and Fat J, our buddy Fat J. They're on YouTube. Chew the Fat, Cara Moria, Fat J. I just watched their first episode today. It was very funny. And
look delicious. Zoodles with Alfredo sauce.
Yep.
So make sure you watch that. All right.
Sweet deal. All right. Tuesday it is, kids. Hopefully we'll have shit figured out by then.
He is then.
Later.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast, and if you didn't, even better. You can show us your disdain by sharing the show from iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Though honestly, nobody uses Google Play. Check out our Facebook page for any upcoming comedy shows or appearances from Carla, Mike, and Tim. Also, don't forget to check out our favorite band, Bore, on Spotify, or purchase their new EP, Bore 2, on iTunes or Bandcamp. We'll see you next week, Rageaholics.